What's up, Star Wars Unlimited fans? We are here with round 5 of the Misty Mountain Games Spark Rebellion Open. And I'm here with my commentator, Taxter from Artificery.
Yep, and this is me playing with Emmanuel, one of our locals, who was also around during the Star Wars Destiny days.
Yeah, and I remember him in Destiny. And, I mean, he is a very sharp player on a Vader green deck. I actually played him in rounds. We technically drew. I scooped at the end of the draw because somebody should get a win. And he was beating me in the third game, but he plays a little slow. And we're playing a mid-range control Vader deck against, how would you describe your deck, Taxter?
The slowest deck in the world. Played by, I'm not a slow player, but it is the slowest deck in the world. So, you got liabilities there.
Right.
So we're actually going to be playing this one at 1.25 speed because, that's how long it's going to be.
Yep, and Emmanuel's a very thoughtful player too. I mean, so he takes a lot of time to think, through his moves, and is probably thinking about what you have, in your plays, too. So, and he probably was not. I mean, the Iden Red full event deck. I mean, this is one of the first decks to main deck Vigilance. I think that is catching on in a serious way in the community because it's very strong into two of the strongest decks, Iden and Boba, I think, is the reason why. And the Vader...
It's good against aggro, too.
Yeah, it's not bad. I mean, it's not bad to stabilize against
Get the heal.
Yep. So, and then this Vader deck is a more traditional Vader deck than the Force Ramp Vader that we've seen, but it is trying to win through its actual top end, some real big units.
Yeah, we got some big stuff in here. Some big stuff clash.
Right, so let's get to the game. All right. So Vader has initiative round 1, which is actually, I think, pretty important into Event Iden, honestly.
I don't know. I don't think it really mattered a whole lot with what I'm playing most of the time. I also lost the initiative roll the first 5 games, so I was not really used to going first here.
Sometimes them are the beats. Now, a lot of times, Iden, if she's holding a Power of the Dark Side, or an Open Fire, or relevant Force Choke, I mean, we'll claim initiative and not play turn round, I think, right?
Yeah. I mean, I would think I'm sitting on an Inferno 4. I definitely want to play that if
you can, right?
The cards are right. I mean, I think the only thing Vader really threatens in space is interceptors on 4. And it looks like he has an interceptor in his hand.
Yep. And I see a super laser tech and a snow trooper. Those are clear.
Short trooper, yeah.
Yep, short trooper. The Beach Boy. All right, he plays a short trooper into the ground arena.
It looks like I just took the initiative, and we're going to go probably open fire that right away. I mean, I don't know if that's correct. I mean, based on what's going to happen this turn, I think I could have probably played Inferno 4, taken 2, open fired, healed 1, yada yada. I guess I'm at 0 damage here, and damage on base is important, but Inferno 4 is really nice to have as well.
It is, in fact.
Your second one.
I mean, just plugging away in space with Inferno 4 can eventually win you a game.
I mean, at this point, I'm going to let him kill his own super laser. I don't think it's necessarily worth me wasting any resources on that.
Right.
Which kind of gives me a clunky hand because it looks like I got a Palp and Avenger, and I'm just kind of waiting for Vader.
So you get your Inferno 4, you get a Scry. It looks like you leave both things on top.
I think the hardest part here is that Vader as a leader unit is a pain to deal with. There's no good answers other than if you get lucky and can power the dark side then, but they should never put themselves in that position, essentially.
Yep. And I think he catches himself. I mean, he starts to kill his super laser tech and then remembers to attack with it first.
Attack first. We might have missed... Did we miss the damage from Vader? No, I think he pinged and then...
Oh, no,
I healed it? Yeah, he pinged and then I healed it.
Yep, that's what happened.
That's why we're at 2, so...
Yep, so...
And I force choked the 5th brother there just to not let any force shenanigans really
have
any chance. I don't want to get force throwed and lose some cards.
Yeah, so and I do think, I mean, his Vader list ran 5th brother, the Vader unit, and then 3 force throws though. So, I mean, he only has the 6 units I think to do it. He might have had Palps as well, which is a very, very endgame unit, but has a force
Yep.
unit. All right, so Inferno 4 goes in for 2, striking first blood for Iden. You have not ramped. He has, so he's on 6 resources. You're on 5.
Oh, I'm never ramping. It looks like I have nothing in my hand either. I don't see what I resource, so I literally have no play here.
Right.
Which kind of feels bad, especially if he ramps again here and pulls out Vader, which I believe is exactly what's happening.
Yep. Pinging first, as he should.
And he's going to be able to get the kill on that with Vader too, so
Yeah.
that's a pretty nasty start.
Now,
Already at 8.
the consolation prize is you get to fix your draw.
I do. And then draw it immediately. It looks like I put one or both on the bottom.
Yeah, I think you put both on the bottom. I see a force choke you drew, so that's not bad.
Yeah, I think my answers to Vader is ram Iden into him and force choke after taking another 8 damage from that and the probe droid this turn. It's not great, but...
Right. So you're at 8 damage now, having taken some blood from Darth Vader. So what's your game plan going into a Vader deck? With Iden?
I don't know, and I think that's like I never tested against Vader. Okay, so it looks like I just Vigilance, which
It's not bad.
does the heal. It doesn't answer Vader in any way. Him attacking with Vader is at least good, because otherwise Vader can one-shot Iden. At least this way I get a double shot into Vader with Iden.
Yeah.
Vader out.
Right. And
I don't know what the game plan is to Vader. Honestly, like that's the thing. Like if I want to ever play this one again at a tournament, I definitely got to test the Vader matchup in different things, because it's just I feel like my game plan is wrong, and part of watching this is hopefully figuring out where that went wrong. Like right now, it's just like I'm just taking a lot of damage and I don't have an answer to Vader.
Right. So he's gonna play out a Beach Boy, a short trooper.
Now, at this point, I have a super laser in hand. Part of my answer is stall for a few rounds. If I had honestly entrench would have been pretty good on Vader. Just Vader comes out, boom, entrench him. Obviously, like that's like my signature play there. So entrench him until you get super laser. That would probably be the most ideal thing I could do there. I mean, I think he might run Fang Fighters, but
Yeah, I have him in the sideboard for that, among other reasons.
yeah.
Entrenched has really played.
Entrenched and Traitorous, I think, are the big things that you're looking for. And Traitorous is in like every green deck right now, at least in the sideboard somewhere. Most of the green decks are packing that somewhere.
Yeah.
I feel like maybe not Sabine, but like Boba's and other mid-range stuff is, and control.
Okay, so he has 8. I mean, I think that ECLing the Palp right now, because
he doesn't even need to. He just plays Palp when it kills Iden.
Yeah, but couldn't he get 5 Elrond as well by ECL, by making it do 3? I mean, is that something you can do with Palp? I think so.
I don't know. You could, and then you deal damage to one of your other units. You can do damage to the Raider. Honestly, that's probably not the worst.
Yeah,
but like
I don't know.
That would be the weird big brain play.
Well,
I mean, otherwise, like I don't think he has a lot of things he can do with ECL. I think you'll see what he uses it on. It is a pretty good thing that he does use it on eventually.
Right, because I'd be as Vader in this matchup, we'd be worried about getting good value out of an ECL, right? But I mean, it's a great card, but the Iden deck doesn't like to keep units out.
So we're going into my 8 resource turn where I finally get to super laser off the Vader and the Palp, which is like, oh thank God, I can finally clear this board. But like, look, I already took 15 damage, and he's got a Vader unit coming. Like it's like, yeah, I clear the board, then he gets a whole turn to play stuff, then I have to answer it. Like it's not great.
Yep, and Vader
it's an answer, but it's not great.
And Vader unit gets to develop the board by definition. I mean, he has nothing that he can hit with him. That's okay.
Well, and the fact that Vader also pulls the extra unit is really big for my possible Avenger follow-up. Yep. Because it's like, boom, I want to super laser into Avenger.
And if I'm Vader,
that feels terrible because I can't.
I'm Vader. I'm doing exactly what he did and putting as many units out as I can.
Yeah. Right now, what I would want to play is a Palpatine. Palpatine answers this board pretty well. Kills 2 of those guys. Put Vader in a trade range. Right. That would be fantastic. I don't know if I think I do have a Palp. I think I'm going to play the Palp. But I'm still going to eat 5 from Vader.
Right. I think people are. I was hearing somebody argue to me that Vader was overrated yesterday, and
It's still really bad into Sabine. It's just bad into aggro still. I mean, and that's like, other than that, Vader feels pretty good into a lot of stuff. His ability to be aggressive and play the like mid to late game is just impressive.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's correct in that there. But what 7 cost is better? Probably Luke Skywalker, but that's it. Into Sabine.
Oh, you're saying yeah. Oh, I thought you were talking about just Vader in general as the leader. No, you're saying the unit. Yeah, yeah. The Vader unit. I don't know how you could say he's overrated. He's fantastic.
Yeah, I mean, it's possible he's overrated and still the best.
Help to Pelt.
Pick up help to help. Heard you like Pelp, so I Pelp to help. You know,
yeah.
so this is
like this is where like I need another super laser or I'm just kind of toast.
Yeah, I know you're.
And then like I'm looking at his hand and it's just like he just has a crap load of cards in hand because he's only playing like 1 a turn and.
Yeah, no, and you're
still resourcing.
You know, you're looking at your own demise. Now, one thing that I would love is if there's any more action cheating, right? Because one reason I run Snowtrooper Lieutenants is that
you have to vigilance the Vader because he was down to 3 health, so that kind of feels all right.
And you stabilize a little bit, going down to 15. Palpatine comes in for 6, though, putting you back to 21.
Yeah, and I'll take the action to heal. Oh, yeah, Power of the Dark Side. That's okay. So that was a pretty good 2-card cleanup for his 2 big guys. He's going to play something I'm probably going to...
He's going to play a Vader, I bet.
If he plays a Vader that I'm not going to be able to heal, probably, because I'm going to want initiative to not take another 5.
All right, I see you know, I would play that probe droid in a store. So he does exactly what I would have done, seeing his hand, because I want to know what's in your hand to adjust, right? You have another Palpatine, which is bad news for
I have
you.
another Palp, which at least lets me...
So he's going to...
The unfortunate part of claiming is that he also gets another ping me.
Yeah, he gets another ping and hopefully like a seasoned chore trooper, or actually a 5th brother. Well, no, he only has 2 left, so he can't. He puts... And correctly, he has to put the damage on something. I probably would have put it on Vader to make you spend the 2 on the probe. I suppose it gets you to the same place in the end, knowing you had Pelp. He unfortunately does not have anything for 2 he can play.
Look, if I don't have an entrench, but I don't know if I'm going to really do much with it here.
Well, you got to
guessing I Pelp again because like that just takes 6 damage off the table.
Yeah, you got to Pelp. You got to Pelp on the play, but Vader's not going to hit you for 5.
I mean, you could say like maybe the problem with this one is that his draw was pretty good in the sense that like every time I cleared his board, he had another Vader kind of thing, so to say. So it's like, I just didn't have an answer.
Yep.
Every turn it was another thing on another thing.
And that's one of
and that puts me at...
That's one of the best...
That puts me at lethal damage, and then I entrench him. Okay. So I did use the entrench here, so it's like Vader's locked down, so that feels all right. I bought myself another turn. I think he's got another Raider and another Vader in him. I don't know. He's got all the Vaders. It's really hard to come against.
So at this point in the
all
match,
the big things.
If I'm Vader, I'm really looking for forced surrender, and I'm really looking for forced throw to deplete your hand. So
yeah,
I mean, we'll see what he does.
I don't think he was running forced surrender though. So.
Oh well, and he trades Vader into Pelp.
Well, yeah, he had entrenched. So what else are you gonna do?
Hopefully, Fang Fighter.
Vader lives with 1.
Yeah, that could be.
With all the extra health. 7, 8, 9, 10. He has 11 health. Yeah, so he's alive with 1, which doesn't do it. Like, thank God Vader doesn't have overwhelm. You know, plays self like at this point, like my only. I feel like I clear the Vader and then he plays that other Vader. I don't know that I don't know that, but just like. It's just there's just one threat after another. I don't have any respite here. I think I make an opening on that cell block guard. Like I am just holding on for dear life. I really need to see another super laser in hand, so this is like an option to deal with the rest of this. He's running low on actual units other than another Vader. He gets to see my whole hand.
Make an opening, open fire. I didn't see the rest of it.
I was asking him how many resources he had. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 still. Jeez.
Yep, and he has 8 remaining.
I think he ends up even overriding his Vader because I don't play anything into it. So I make an opening the other guy to go down to 18.
Yeah.
So like, there's a lot of healing here.
Yeah, I think it's Force Throw and then other Vader right now.
Yeah, Force Throw, I don't... With what I have in hand, he knows what I have in hand, so like he probably can weigh whether or not that's worth it or not. Like he doesn't have anything to actually target with it. It's just a matter of...
Yeah, I'd want to... I think he'd
just to
probably...
get a hand card.
I think you'd probably drop the open fire, which, how important is that? I mean, most of the things you can bring out with Vader die to open fire.
Yeah.
All right, he brings out
That's
a
true.
super laser tech. Probably had a pretty poor stack of 10 cards with that draw. Just not a great...
I mean, I think he's getting kind of like through the main threats. I don't remember. I think he has a Devastator in the main deck. Like the big things I still have to get through in this, I need to get through the third Vader and another Ruthless Raider, maybe two. I think he might only have two Ruthless Raiders.
Right, Ruthless Raider.
So like,
Ruthless Raider's a good card against Iden Event, certainly because of the guaranteed damage.
good card, not easy to deal with, and it just kind of sits there and he's annoying.
And it does 4.
Yeah, like
it's going to do that. All right, Vanquish Darth Vader. Super Laser is going to hit, I would think.
So that's all his Vaders. Yeah, we killed all the Vaders. Kill another Palpatine to come out.
We'll get you a T-shirt that
says puts me to 20. I go to 19.
I came to this tournament and I killed all the Vaders.
I did. Oh my god, I killed so many Vaders. Like that was... I mean, that is the thing. It's like my last like 5 matches were all... Or 4 matches were all Vaders. Like units.
Mm-hmm.
Just nonstop.
All right. Yeah, he doesn't have a Ruthless in hand. He has a Barrage, a Palp. Palp doesn't feel great right now. Takes initiative, yeah. I see that.
I feel like, hey, maybe I actually have a chance. I'm finally getting through this stuff.
This is the other reason I
you
like...
just see, like, I thought he was so close to closing me out, like, there. And, like, with the Vader Saber, that was lethal. And then I entrenched it, so, like...
Yeah.
Now we're in it for another, like, 4 or 5 rounds until we figure something else out.
Let me look at this list, too. Yeah, he does have Fang Fighters in the sideboard, which should come in.
Now I get to see his hand finally, and I was like, oh, you got a bunch of Force Throws you're sitting on. And not a ton of units. And barrages don't really do anything. So the big thing there is Palpatine.
No, I mean, it's probably the one match you resource barrage, I would think.
Yeah, I don't know how much you like. It helps if I put the Avenger out ever. Like, okay, so the other thing is I've been sitting in Avenger this whole time. I don't think it has ever been the right call to play it because I'm constantly on the back foot of having to do... Like, he's played a Vader he played like a Vader like 3 rounds in a row, and then like Palpatine, Vader unit, like it's just been a never-ending barrage of threats. Which is kind of what I was saying. It's like it would help if I had like 1 turn of reprieve to just get ahead, and I'd never got it. Open firing that kind of feels bad.
Yep. He takes it, you heal. I claim no.
I think I have another entrenched that I get to throw on Pelp.
Yep. Power of the Dark Side.
Ooh, Power of the Dark Side. That's pretty good. And then I can entrench Pelp. Yeah. Yep. And like, hey, now I know at that point I knew he had no threats left at hand, so that felt good.
Yeah, he just top decked a Ruthless Raider though, and you're at 20 back down to. You know, one of the very fun parts of this kind of match is trying to keep up with the scoreboard with Iden. At least you use the tokens so that we can see.
Yeah, my super laser.
Avenger.
Okay, now is a fine time. I think this is a fine time to adventure. This like does feel like the first time, and now you'll see the downside with his answer. Yeah, he's gonna kill Pelp because Pelp doesn't do anything for him.
Right, and he's gonna.
He's like, yes, I finally got a chance.
He should ECL in the Raider right
and
now.
He will because it is a literal counter to Avenger. Yep. With the ECL, which is really gross. Counter Avenger and take 4 to base is just awful. Hold on to that like the whole game. Like this was the turn for me to do it. That was the turn that he needed to top deck the Ruthless to really change the game. I think if he didn't have that, I actually might have had a chance here because that would have been when it sticks.
Yep. Ruthless Raider.
That was his only unit.
Yeah, and I don't know how many cards are in your hand right now.
I think like 3 or 4.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Yeah,
doing.
double force. Oh, that was the rest of my hand. Okay, so it wasn't a good hand, but
I'm doing that too. Though, because I want to deplete you.
then I scoop here because I drew a stormtrooper and a interceptor, which just does nothing for me, and he had lethal with the unit and plus Vader ping. So
Stormtroopers are just in there to battle a little in the beginning of the game. Is that what it is?
yeah, but I literally don't think I played it because I never really played. I played one game of aggro and I didn't draw it, so like overall it felt terrible, and it came out I think in every sideboard. So
all right, so run us through your sideboard decision. I mean, the Vader player has a relevant sideboard.
My sideboard, I wish I had more late game threats in there.
Mm-hmm.
I wish I had a third Pelp, and I wish I had.
So he puts in the he puts in the Devastators. He puts in the Fangs, which is correct. I mean, he got wrecked by Entrenched that first game. I think it's a mistake not to also put in Force Lightning, because Force Lightning is the answer to some of your stuff.
It's not bad. I mean, you can take out like an Avenger with it.
Right.
Yeah. I think I just put in, or I put not ruthless. I think I put in System Patrol Crafts instead of the Interceptors because they are stickier a little bit.
Yeah, makes sense.
I don't know. It's really weird. Like I don't feel like either. Like I don't feel like I needed Interceptors in my deck versus this. I think I should have just had mainline 3.
No,
System Patrol Crafts in general.
So
and then that would have been more blue for Childson. I wish I'd had 3 Childsons in the deck too, because I only had 2. So I was like, I need more Pelp, I need more Childson because he kind of like stabilizes the mid game. Trying to think what else other options I would have ran. I am probably a bombing runner too. There would have been sometimes it would have just cleaned things up a little bit better or more efficiently because I could bombing run and then play a 2-cost like thing or a 3-cross removal, and that feels good too.
And he has the bombing runs in his. Oh wait, no, that was the other.
If he does, I think he probably sideboards him out. I don't think a bombing run is doing.
No, bombing run. I was just gonna say against Iden Red, it's like literally the worst card you could have. No. Yes, he does actually sideboard 2 bombing runs. I'll talk to him about what the reasoning is. I wonder what matchup he's thinking that for. I imagine he might be thinking that's an aggro matchup. Maybe.
Yeah. I mean, overall, like, that was an uphill battle. And, like, watching it back, I don't really feel too bad about that game in the sense that, like, I answered a lot of stuff. And it all just kept coming to, like, that. It was a situation where, like, one missed draw opportunity, I think, was all it took for me to come back in that. Yep. Like, that is, just get the one turn. Once you have board control, you're done for. If I stick an Avenger, you're done for, kind of thing. I mean, now he has an answer to Avenger. He has the Ruthless Raiders, which is a fantastic answer to it. He has Devastator now, which also just killed it.
And as a Vader player, I mean, that's my comment on Bombing Run as a Sabine counter. I mean, maybe it causes her to delay one turn killing you, but if you've let it get to the point that Bombing Run is helpful, you've probably already lost the game because the Vader has to control all of the Sabine things early in the game. I don't think
No, I mean, I like Bombing Run as a follow-up to Vader unit. Like, as Vader unit ambushes, hits something of yours, he's probably going to be around 3 health. Then I'll kill it with that.
And I think,
and it's a really good answer to U-wing reinforcement. I did not play against any U-wing reinforcements.
But
it is really good into that because they're usually pulling 3 health dudes.
Yep, and that could be the reasoning too. Is like the Han decks. There was one that top cut that was a U-wing reinforcement deck. Really, Hera usually runs U-wing reinforcement. So Hero mid range, U-wing reinforcement is a thing. All right, so he can't Vader ping without killing his guy, which is fortunate for you.
Yeah, I don't see what my starting hand here was. Got some big stuff. I don't think I want to choke that right away. I could, but that kind of feels bad. I think I'm still just deciding what I resourced there. I didn't actually see what that was. I have power of the dark side. You know, it is what it is. I really don't want to be taking 3 damage every turn kind of here until the end, so.
Right.
Plays that, I pass. I'll go let him deal with that thing. I go up to 4. I'm basically going to probably look to take down whatever he plays. He plays like a 5th brother or something.
Now,
Um,
I would think bombing runs better against my Vader deck than his too, just because
yes, and that was kind of my point.
my,
The
my
other one that I played.
mine's more wide. I mean, it's really trying to win with low units and then the big bomb Vaders, whereas Emmanuel's deck, which is a good deck too, more traditional Vader deck, is
100% just would have been a better option to have in the sideboard than the things that I did have in the sideboard. You know, like not having the toolbox available was an issue.
right.
And
All right.
and another game you didn't see streamed was getting regional governored out of Super Laser Blast versus the Iden Green. That literally lost me 2 games. That was pretty brutal.
Don't sleep on regional governor, people. I mean,
No, it's good stuff.
I'm running them in Shred. You can.
I think I ended up probably just takedowning this probe droid because I don't think anything better to do, unless I save the takedown for Vader. I'm trying to think. I have power of the dark side. I think again.
Well,
I could save it for after he pings. I'll let him ping his dude, and then I'll power the dark side to kill the Viper.
Yep, and he catches himself, and he attacks again. that was both times. He had a good catch, starting to do the resource, and then remembering to attack.
Yeah, so we'll probably pass again. Yep, so let him kill his dude, and that lets me heal me back the 1, kill his dude.
Yeah. So he still
Are we at 5 right now? We are at 5, so I think I also play the probe droid. Oh, I just take it down. Never mind.
Yep.
I guess this is kind of good because it's like this is me threatening power of the dark side into Vader if he doesn't play something right now. Going into like before the Vader turns like that. That's kind of I think why I saved the power of the dark side there versus going the power and
yeah, it's something you have to
probe.
be very conscious of for villain. I see that.
I mean, I'm pretty sure he realizes that that's a reasonable option I could take and probably won't play into it.
Absolutely.
It's just not a risk you should take. Like you can play a unit first and it's okay, especially with how slow this is.
No, I had 2 very good Vader mirrors with this. Where I mean he beat me in the first game and I beat him in the second game, and then we were very actually close to time. Time got called right around there, so and then we were able to get like a couple rounds into the third game.
And like with. At this point, like, I'm so doing fine on damage. I don't know if bringing Iden out is necessarily worth it here. So I think what I got to do, I can vanquish Vader and attack in and kill the 5th brother.
I'm interested.
The Vader unit.
I'm interested what he does here because I mean Vader has the ability to one-shot.
I'm pretty sure he yeah, but he's not going to do that.
I think he's going to go to base.
He's going to base and do 2 to Iden.
Right, that's what I would do. But he's thinking about it.
I'm just wondering, like, playline for me, is there a world where I don't deploy Iden, I just vanquish the Vader unit, eat damage for a round, and then super laser?
Alright, and he's claimed your Honor for Inferno 4, so
yeah.
Seriously hopeful.
There you go. So I still use power dark side. It's like you're gonna choose the non-leader, so that was still good play.
I think at this point I'm watching this matchup in real life as it's happening because I remember this. Okay.
And I don't know if that was better than me not playing Inferno and just vanquishing the Vader unit. But I was at this point I knew he was subbing in Devastators. I knew those were coming. And I kind of figured I should be saving my vanquishes for those, because if I get caught with my pants down with a Devastator in the board, I mean, a Devastator literally ends the game, basically. If you get smacked in the face with the Devastator, you're just donezoed.
Yep.
So Iden's down. 2 more to base. I'm going to eat 5 from Vader, and I think I'm just planning to super laser at this point. Next turn. I'm not even sure if I play anything here. Yeah, I just took initiative at 7. And he plays a Stormtrooper, and I don't know that it was worth doing that. If me claiming with everything is telegraphing really hard that I have super laser, so probably not worth playing that Stormtrooper.
Yeah, you actually take damage from the Ruthless Raider, going to 14 because of the Super Laser Blast. Vader unit. Cell block card. Imagine we'll see that.
Even if I'm going to heal here, a lot of times I don't heal when he plays Vader because I just want to get ahead. Probably should have still paid for the ping there.
Yeah. That was probably just a lapse. He's definitely looking at a Devastator, Barrage, and a Force Choke.
Vanquish the Vader.
Attack with the Cell block card to 17. Right.
Yep, that should be. And then I'll heal one probably.
Devastator's online. Right, so
he's probably just waiting for me to play something to Devastator, or he just slams it. He did see one Vanquish, so he's like, ooh, maybe I'm safe. But it looks like I have another Super Laser in hand too, so.
Taking the initiative without playing anything.
The initiative.
Yeah. I remember thinking what the reasoning was there. I don't know that I have any more insight now.
I mean, I think I passed. I don't know. That's a good question. I don't know if you just slammed the naked Devastator or not.
Oh. You've hit 6. 19.
So you have the Vigilance. Gonna heal, I believe, here. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Back to 14.
Plays out an Interceptor instead of the Devastator. Playing around Super Laser Blast is what he must be doing.
Yeah. Or he's waiting for me to play my Avenger to play into it. That's the other thing I'm thinking that he's probably waiting for here.
Right.
I mean, I don't know that I don't think he's played a probe in a while. I don't think he knows what I have.
Yeah, this is a matchup that I probably would keep my probe droids in as Vader. Because
did you take them out?
I would certainly take them out against Iden Green. Because
so Vigilance again, going out of 9. That's like this is feeling good because like he's just throwing little stuff out there which are not bombs. I'm like not really scared of this.
You're right, and
you're
accumulating cards. As he's
I get a cell block guard. That's gonna trade with that. Okay, if it wants to.
He's gonna Force Choke it.
Take the card draw. Yeah.
Yeah, so Force Choke usually has a disadvantage against control that you don't want to give them cards. I think actually you casting it as Iden Red, it gets you closer to your alternative.
In some case, yeah.
It gets you closer to your alternative mill win condition.
I mean, at some point that's the case. Early on, you still don't really want them to have more options. You want them to draw dead so that you can. I mean, other than the Devastator in his hand is not scary, and it's mostly what I want. So then he answers immediately with the Devastator, and then I'll take initiative and I'll vanquish it. And... Actually, I think I have it by third power of the dark side. Maybe I didn't use. Okay.
Yeah, I think a Vader ping would have been better than a Stormtrooper there. Well, I take that back. Power of the dark side is also a relevant play, so he had to have a protection for it. Otherwise, you only have to spend 3.
So one thing you'll notice here is that I was mostly stopping and resourcing around 9, maybe 10. I did not go far past 8, and a lot of that's because it's just I am often at a point where I need all the cards in my hand to answer your stuff. I can't really afford to just keep dumping stuff. Like, whereas Vader might have a lot of dead cards into this matchup, I don't have a dead card into any matchup. Right. I want to play every one of my cards to answer all of your cards, so them resourcing is kind of good because then it means that like they're gonna have less cards. At the same time, it also means that at some point they can kind of mass up and smash you because they can actually play like 2 big things in a turn. You're like, well, that kind of sucks.
Yeah, I think
it's a weird push and pull effect.
Yep, I mean he's at 12 resources, and I think
it just went to 10. So,
and you just went to 10, is what you said, right?
Yeah, just because of probably breakpoints on what I wanted to play for that turn.
Right.
So now I can play a Dooku or something.
Interceptor into space. Just trying to bait you to play a unit so you can help it.
Take down that. I still have a heal this turn.
Yeah. Vader ping on an empty board does a damage to a base.
I healed it right off, so we're still at 12.
Well, no, it's an interesting thing. These two leaders counter each other, right? We were talking about that once, because Iden, I mean, she herself has a shield. She doesn't play a whole ton of units necessarily with shields. Sometimes Cargo Juggernaut, but Vader's damage to base and her heal to base kind of tend to counteract.
And I kept both my cards with the Inferno there, so I must have had something good. Another Raider. I think I use the Power of the Dark Side on that, or Palpatine.
Oh.
Yeah, that's a pretty good value.
Going back to my suggestion, you of course can't reinforce a Palpatine, or can't ECL a Palpatine. It's a 6 limitation.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I forgot that you said that.
Yeah.
How dare you?
Yeah, right. And put it ECL it right next to your reinforcement walker.
So I really like when I see him like floating 5 mana. It's like, ooh, I finally have time to play something on the board, and I'm ahead. Like, yes, I've got board position. Like, this is what I want. I want to have some board position. My first time in the game where I'm like, I got the board. And that's like how this matchup kind of, like in general with Iden, what you're trying to do is like, you just need to get through all their stuff and have enough stuff to start playing some stuff. That's why Vendor is pretty good against it, because like, if they don't have a really good answer to it, it kills the thing. It's going to keep killing the thing every turn. It's going to keep generating more and more advantage as long as it's alive and you can afford to keep hitting with it.
Oh.
He sees a handful of just gas on my end. I think I got more heals. Jeez.
I don't know that it's gas. It's flame retardant.
Well, sure. And Iden is gas. Gas is anything that kills a bunch of stuff, right?
Right. Yeah, no, you had a very good hand. You had a very good hand.
He's like, well, what am I going to play? I'm just going to play in a bunch of stuff that dies.
I mean, there's a world where he should have went to game 3 here. I would have thought hard about it, seeing what you had in your hand.
That's the third Vanquish, so we are out of them for the Devastator. But I have 2 Super Lasers in hand, so if he plays another Devastator, I know I have.
I mean, you have 2 Super Lasers and Vigilance in your hand.
Yeah.
Difficult board to do.
I think the only units he's looking at here are Fang Fighters, and then he's just got Barrages, Choke.
Yeah, no, and
Boro.
I think he's holding on to the don't resource barrage, which is generally the right rule.
All right, so this is where I'm at a good health total.
Yeah,
I'm milling 6.
Yep.
We got a Vader. Not a lot of other. I mean, we got a lot of units. We did get a lot of units there, which is exactly what I want to see, and especially a Vader. So, killed everything. Killed 6 cards. I think I knew that he was getting kind of low on cards at this point. I think he was down to like 10 cards or something.
Yep. And you're getting low on time. You're getting low on time in the round.
We are getting low on time in the round, which, in case you didn't know, meant that if I did not win this game, I lose this game. If I did win this game, I still lose this match. But he would also lose this match. So I was playing to just bring him down mostly at this point, because there was no chance we were going to get to play game 3.
Right.
I was playing for my own dignity. I needed to take one, right? That's the goal here, maybe. Got that other Fang Fighter. I mean, that's not a scary board. I mean, even my deck is getting low at this point, too. Answer with open fire. That doesn't do anything. I think Palp is like the only threat he still has here. He can't even Vader ping me unless he wants to kill his dude.
And he realizes that.
That's kind of nice. It's like, well, did I do that?
I mean, right. But, I mean, and he knows you have Super Laser Blast.
I think Palp's coming down.
Yeah. I think he has to. I mean, he's got to...
I just claim to Super Laser it.
Yep. He's got to do something, though.
got 2 more units, another Ruthless and a Shore Trooper.
Yeah, he might be. Yeah, I think the Ruthless is new to his hand.
Ooh, Palpatine is Palpatine, and he had taken a damage on it to Vader ping, so that got me the kill on both of them. That was pretty good for me.
Yeah, he does 2 damage to the Palp too.
Trooper.
Without ECL. Yeah, that.
Yeah,
And
he never ECL'd here yet so far. I mean, he probably should have done that. We'll see how it opens up. I might still just super laser in this next turn.
Oh, he's got Force Choke, so.
Yeah, okay, that's what he was thinking. He wanted to preserve his board, so.
Yep.
Yeah, and now I'm pretty sure I just super laser that.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's not the worst thing for Vader. It's just I'm trying
to think. I don't have a lot of answers to the Ruthless Raiders.
He just pulled his last cards too. So.
Yeah, and that's the other thing. It's like, well, I know you don't have like hardly anything left, so.
Yep. So he's sitting on an empty deck.
Vader has no thing. Super Laser Blast says, all I have to deal with is your hand, and then I've done it. I've killed everything Vader could possibly throw at me.
And some big threats.
What's he got?
He plays his last thing.
Oh, we had a ruling here of like, how does this work if you have no cards? And the answer is it just does nothing. Reinforcement Walker just does nothing when you don't have anything to play. So.
Yep. How did it take 2 damage? Yeah, his base takes 2 damage.
His base has 2.
Yep.
And I just.
Yeah, you can't force
choke.
Like,
wait! I can't choke a vehicle.
So
I just entrench it, so it can never do anything. I'm trying to think, does he even have any units left in hand? I don't think he does.
He does not. He has Barrage and he casts it to no effect.
Yeah, I think at this point he's just victory or defeat lapping himself by playing stuff. I guess that allows him to actually ping my base one, but
I mean that's what he was doing. Was turning on his ping.
Right. I mean, my hand is pretty big at this point. He literally has no answers, so. He took, 6 damage to start the round because he had no cards?
Yep. Oh, yeah, we'll get you. So, if you like mill decks, this is your match. This is a win.
Mill.
This is a win by mill. And Avenger, because you have
I think time gets called, like, right around now, which means that I had to win in the next round in order for it to not get the double loss.
Yeah, so he can't cast Barrage and do nothing and take a ping. That's illegal.
Yep. No.
Cards can be played to no effect.
He takes another 6, so he's taking 12 damage from Mill here.
Yep.
Which just puts him at lethal range from the
22.
Death Trooper here.
Yep. All right, so we are wrapping up. This is going to go as a Vader loss, and then you guys both have a loss, and it goes down as a double loss by tournament
Double
rules.
loss due to time. Yep. On the money.
So
a true draw, in my opinion, but
yep.
We don't count those.
And I wasn't counting the mill damage much towards the end, but it got to the 25. What's your comments on that game? That's an interesting match for a control player. I mean, you have 2.
I mean, the second one went really smooth, I think, for me, other than just the fact that it just took forever. And my only out felt like it was the mill with just how his deck was run. There was definitely a chance where I had opening on the first game to get through. I think, game 3 could have gone. I didn't feel bad about my things. I think the other Vader, the Force Vader, felt worse overall. Like, I definitely felt that matchup felt harder. So,
yeah, no, I also think that the Snowtrooper lieutenants are good for that matchup too because they have action efficiency. That's something.
Efficiency, a little bit of extra
Have
damage,
right?
which is good.
Which is relevant, right? Because Iden's always it's that cushion, right? Because she has
Yep.
the vigilance. The vigilances were very important. I do not think you win that game without 3 vigilances.
No, I do not. I the heal from it and that I used all 3 and they were super relevant. So
Yep. And then the 6-card mill was there too. I think I mean, you're right. You got a
Yep.
Vader. You got a Vader, but you got 3 small units too, and 3 small units are relevant.
it's stuff that I'd have to answer with a single card, and I
Yep.
didn't have to at all.
And it's a tough matchup for opposing players. It can feel not good. I mean,
The other thing that I think Iden Red wants to be successful is a big booty in the ground, like an Avenger for the ground. If there was like an Avenger for the ground, like just like an existential threat that kind of like. I didn't pull my Childsons in either of those games, I don't think, or I didn't play them either. Like a Childson would have been a great stop to a few of those boards. Just didn't see it. Yeah, and I don't like he could have a barrage though, so like he did have answers to it. But like in general, like that's the kind of thing. I just need a big booty in the ground, I think is what you kind of want. Pelp's pretty good. He can counter with Pelp. I kind of want like something bigger than Pelp. Like is there like a 9 cost thing, a 10 cost red or blue unit to throw in the ground? That's what I'd like to see more of in the future, and I'm sure we'll get some in the next set. So
well, there's something big coming. The biggest, they've said the most expensive card in the game is in set 2.
Most expensive card in the game, yeah. But we'll see what color it's in. I don't think it's gonna be in yellow.
I'm pretty sure it's going to be in
It's a lot
villain.
of cheap stuff.
I think it might be black.
Well, you're probably right.
All right.
It does
So,
feel like a big thing.
all right, we will be back tomorrow with more tournament coverage of round 6. If you've watched this far, you're my hero.